If you clicked on this video, there's probably a good chance that you've been told by somebody that you don't look autistic enough. And it's really easy to internalize that and maybe have imposter syndrome, thinking that maybe you're not autistic. But I'm here to tell you on why it's actually not your fault at all. It's actually their fault. Hi, I'm Camille, and the first thing that I want to get into is that these people usually have preconceived notions about what autism can be. These are usually rooted in misconceptions or stereotypes such as, oh, you're too pretty to be autistic, or you're too smart to be autistic. You couldn't possibly talk, you couldn't possibly take care of yourself. And those things are just not true. Or other misinformed things such as, oh, it's only a boy's disorder, it's only a kids thing. The main problem is that they're basing a lot of things off of their perception of you, because you might be presenting a mask to them and that might not be accurate. They might not know every single thing of your life, so to the outside maybe it does look like you can take care of yourself, but maybe when you go home you struggle to forget. You struggle to remember to brush your teeth and all of the other things. I think this is mostly due to the misinformation out there and how most of the research that is done on autism is based off of cis white little kids, and that's just not diverse enough for everybody's experience to be included. According to some articles that highlight the lack of diversity, autism research often focuses on the needs of white boys that can lead autistic children of color to not getting diagnosed. If they don't really fit the mold of what someone thinks autism should be, then maybe they aren't screened as closely, Jones said. They kind of fly under the radar. And according to another, similarly, autism is perceived to be a primarily male disorder and is diagnosed less often in females despite equal or higher symptom severity. Underrepresentation of women in research is not unique to autism. Across basic research studies and clinical trials, males are disproportionately overrepresented. This can lead to failures in diagnosis and treatment. So it is a really easy trap to fall into when you don't have the proper research and information to kind of take one group, the majority group, and just use that to base it on everybody else, which is not good in general, but it's especially worse with autism because it is a spectrum. That means everyone presents differently. Another thing I want to talk about is high functioning and low functioning. Those labels are based off of how convenient or inconvenient you are to somebody else. Let's say if you're having a couple of difficulties or you need some like accommodation, they will call you low functioning, and that really denies autonomy. So when you're anything outside of that, so if you're high masked, if you seem to be put together on the outside and you don't necessarily need them, they will call you high functioning, which is not true because it really undermines like the struggles that even low support needs autistics go through. When people picture someone who visibly looks autistic, they imagine a low functioning person who is high support needs, who has a caregiver, who might need like some alternative communication, someone who visibly stims and just very out there, like unmasked. So if you don't fit that version in their eyes, or whatever unrealistic version they have, the problem comes in that what they believe and what you present as they don't link up. So what often happens is that they will point out your autistic traits. They will label them as something weird, a bad personality trait, or something intentional that you're doing. They will refuse to call it autism though, because what they see and what you present as, they don't link up. So what will happen is that they will just deny you being autistic at all, as a way to kind of affirm their beliefs if they're stuck in that stereotypical misinformed cycle. This is called cognitive dissonance. I just want to say I definitely pronounced that wrong, and I will continue to. According to Very Well Mind, cognitive dissonance is the mental discomfort that results from holding to conflicting beliefs, values, or attributes. People tend to seek consistency in their attitudes and perceptions, so this conflict causes unpleasant feelings or unease and discomfort. The inconsistency between what people believe and how they behave motivates them to engage in actions that will help minimize feelings of discomfort. People attempt to relieve this tension in different ways, such as by rejecting, explaining away, or avoiding new information. So all of this happens because it's just simply easier for them to come to the conclusion that you're not autistic or you don't look autistic enough, rather than the possibility that yes, you are autistic, you just present differently, and maybe you mask well, maybe you're just low support needs. In conclusion, you're autistic enough, you don't have to look autistic, you don't have to fit anyone's stereotype, you don't have to prove to anyone else that you are autistic. You're valid. I hope this makes sense, and bye bye.